Sí, 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 sí.
Good afternoon. It works. Very good. Good afternoon, everyone. As a Dean of the Faculty of Tourism at the University of Girona, and in behalf of our entire team, professors, administrative staff, and our support personnel, for me, it's a great honor to welcome you in this academic ceremony. We are today here to celebrate the graduation of the students of the Master in Program in Tourism Management and Planning. First of all, I want to congratulate to the students, to all graduates that I can see here. You have completed a year. It's a year full of challenges, full of experience, many, I hope, friendship and friends that will be forever, personally and or professionally. Last year, here, I shared some insights about Girona, about our university. You were here for the first time, so I had to explain who we are, our university, our region. After 1 year, I'm sure that you know the region, that you explored the mountains, the coast, the seaside, the gastronomy, everything. And also the life in Girona. I hope that this life outside the university and the life inside the university makes you a great experience. This is, I think, the main contribution that you want to expect. Not only come here to spend 1 year inside the aulas, but also living a bit in the region. Because it also makes you more professionals in your work, because we are surrounded by tourism environment in all sense. So, talking about tourism, talking about the future, which will be the future of tourism that you will see in the nowadays and in the future. So, Catalonia, so the tourism is 15% of the GDP, so and 14% of the employment in Catalonia. So, in Catalonia, it's a big, important sector. So for this, we have these studies, and we are strong on that. So, and we also have almost 20 million of international tourists, 10% increase from last year, and in this first quarter of 25, 3.5 million of tourists. So it means it's growing. The tourism is growing. So we need people, professional people, to run all this business, all this market, all these destinations, and so on. But Catalonia, it's one part. But Europe is also a big part of big business on tourism. So it's 25 million jobs related to tourism. So you will be one of them. And so it's not a small sector, it's 25 million. So you also can choose where you want to go from the tourism sector. So it's not that you are in a niche, you are in a big sector. 25 million jobs now, this year. In 10 years, it expects 30 million. So it's just a sector that is growing and growing. And basically, you know more than anyone which are the topics now, sustainability, innovation, digitalization, professionalism, and formation. So it does not mean that now you all finish a master, so you will be graduates. but it's not the end of your studies. Fortunately or unfortunately for you, you need to go on different knowledge, new knowledge, because everything goes really fast. So the lifelong learning, it's here. So, and then you will be, maybe you want to specialize on something specific for your job. So don't think this is the end of your study, because in your future you need to update your knowledge every day almost. And from that data that I was explaining, so someone have to be in front of these companies, in front of these destinations. So people like you, that you are having a master after this year. We hope that with all this training, you'll be able then to run a company, to be in front of destination for the marketing, and so on. Okay, so just I want to thank you again also for your trust on the University of Girona, just to decide to come to the master here, and I hope that this year then you have fulfilled all your previously ideas. So from my side now is everything, so I give the word to the coordinator of the master, Judith Diaz.
Thank you, dearest Dean. Thank you, dearest Coromina. And yeah, I was listening to him and I was like erasing part of my speeches, because like we are doing kind of the same, so I don't want to bore you. I'm very happy to be here. So good afternoon, everyone. Dear colleagues that you are sitting here in the first row, families, friends, people watching from home, and most importantly, dear graduates. Today, we gather to celebrate you, not just the completion of the master program that the Dean was mentioning, but the journey you have lived, the friendships you have built, and the values you carry forward. I remember you arrived here from Iran, Italy, China, Ukraine, Austria, Catalonia, Ghana, Bolivia, the Dominican Republic, and many other places. Each of you brought not only your knowledge, but your cultures, your languages, your stories, your dreams. Even one of you, you waited more than 1 year to get here. And together, you created something unique, a community that reflects exactly what tourism is meant to be: diverse, open, and connected. One of the greatest privileges of coordinating this program has been to watch you grow. Not just academically, because you are ready, that's not a problem, but as a group of people who know how to support each other, and sometimes was not that easy. What has stood out throughout the year is your spirit of companionship, and also you encourage one another, you work through different challenges together, one assignment, another assignment, presentation group. But you work through this challenge together, and you discover that sometimes the best lessons are not in textbooks, but in each other. And this sense of solidarity is beautiful on a personal level, but it is also one of the most important professional values in tourism. There are moments that I will always remember. The October field trip to San Feliu de Guíxols, for example, when we were walking by the sea, running out of the time, the bus was not coming, exploring the Costa Brava. And you discover how theory also meets reality. And it wasn't just about the strategies or models, it was about experiencing the spirit of the place. It was empty, no one was there, so it was nice. But I also remember in March, the rainy day when you sat together, I think there's a picture behind, eating your Tupperwares cold under the rain. Cold, wet, uncomfortable because no place around, we were in the middle of nowhere, and yet united, laughing, improvising. That day reveals something profound. Oh, that's what we are saying here, that tourism, like life, is not about perfect conditions. It is about the people you share them with, and even the rain can become a cherished memory when lived in good company. So as you graduate today, you step into an industry full of opportunities, as the Dean was mentioning, but also facing immense challenges. Tourism is one of the most powerful forces of our time because it connects people, creates jobs, all the figures, the numbers, millions, blah, 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 and moves the economy. But it also comes with costs. And global mobility is both a gift and a problem. So your generation has the responsibility and the opportunity to rethink how people travel. But do not forget to come back to Girona, so you have to sort this out. And tourism can no longer be only about numbers. It must be about impact, but a positive one, on local communities, on cultures, and on the planet itself. And you have been the whole year working on that without maybe not realizing it, but you have that in you already. Sustainability is no longer a trend, it's a necessity, we all know that. So we have to promote this kind of measures and you have to define and design different ways of thinking, and I believe that you are ready to lead that future. Global trends are reshaping the way people experience travel, as you mentioned too. But let me remind you that technology, for instance, alone is not the answer. What makes the difference is the human touch, the ability to listen, to emphasize, to adapt. These skills are timeless. And as I was mentioning, you work, you have a lot of knowledge, academic knowledge, but this, it's proof. Do you remember the first assignment compared with the last one? In terms of listening to each other, empathizing with your colleagues, is completely different. But these skills are timeless. Communication, emotional intelligence, problem solving, creativity, leadership, these are the true competitive advantages in a world where information is everywhere in a click and technology evolves on a daily basis. Leadership is also changing. Leadership is about inspiring teams, about turning diversity into strengths, about building environments of respect and creativity. You did that in class too, daily, every day, and not in class only. When you were like gathering these cultural parties and having coffee. The leaders of tomorrow in tourism will not just manage destinations or businesses, they will manage people, cultures, and relationships. And in class, you have learned and practiced this. Okay, I said that already. Therefore, I want to highlight something even more special and essential. Curiosity. The ability of remain curious. Do not lose this ability of remain curious, to see the world with fresh eyes. I don't know if you remember that sometimes I was telling you, change your glasses. Remember that? Change your glasses to approach even the familiar as if it were new. This is the spirit of the traveler. And it must also be the spirit of the professional who never stops learning. Marcel Proust expressed it very beautifully. He said, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. And let us not forget kindness, curiosity, and also kindness. Be kind with yourself, be kind with each other, be kind with your colleagues. Because at the end of the day, no one will remember you for your grades, for your assignments, for your exams, or the perfect structure of your presentations about yesterday or the day before on your master thesis. People will remember your attitude, your generosity, and your respect, and also your ability to make them feel welcome. And I have another precious quotation by Maya Angelou, who once said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And you've made us feel very proud. We are very proud of you. So I believe that is the true legacy that you will carry into the world. So dear graduates, congratulations. We love you.
And now what we'll do is the graduation speech that will be done by a relevant person that will be online, which is Cristina Núñez. She is the strategic director of Nextur. That I think Cristina is already here. Hello, Cristina.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you
Can
for.
you hear me well?
I was saying thank you for accepting giving the graduation speech to the graduate students. So the floor is yours. Please, we are here to hear you.
Thank you very much, Dean Luis Coromina. It's a pleasure to greet you, and also Judith Diaz. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's such an honor to join this celebration today, and my sincere congratulations to the students, to the graduates of today, who are the talent of the businesses, as you said, of the tourism of tomorrow, which is already the tourism today. It is quite interesting for me to, to imagine myself more than 20 years ago in the same room where you are now, because as you might have here, I am a former student of this university. I've heard that some of you come from Italy, Iran, Ukraine, Austria, Bolivia, Ghana, Republic Dominica, I don't know, many exotic destinations. It's a pleasure to be part of this multicultural environment. I am based in Brussels. You can see behind of me the Grand Place, so it's the most beautiful icon we have in the city here. And here is where I found my career in tourism. Basically, I studied more than 20 years ago in this university. But I must say, when I hear about the stories of Sant Feliu de Guíxols, that at that time the campus was based there. We were not in Las Aligas. We were in this beautiful coastal city of Sant Feliu. But basically, I remember that some of your professors, who were already my professors at the time, and some were basically my fellow students, we were already talking about sustainable tourism development. At the time, we were about to discover the sustainable development goals and how tourism could bring to broader global scope. And now we speak about regenerative tourism values, and we speak about a different way to celebrate the success. So in a way that we can talk more about not only the volumes, but also the values that tourism can bring to our communities. So, but at the time, I was too busy traveling already and doing an Erasmus myself in the University of Toulouse. Then I came into Brussels to deliver a traineeship at the sort of scholarship, basically. You might know the Dean spoke about the Catalonia region. You might know that there is a Catalan Tourism Agency, so the DMO, the Destination Management and Marketing Authority, who has offices a bit in the main source of markets. So one of those is in Brussels based, so taking care of the Benelux market. So here's where I landed at the time, doing, promotion as we used to do at that moment. It has changed. And I must say that the director of the Brussels offices of the Benelux market also is a Catalan young lady. She studied in Barcelona, sadly not in the University of Girona, but in a way, it's full of Catalans here in Brussels. So if you ever want to come and see us. So I think that what was interesting for me at the time, when I was certainly your age, was to discover how small was my tourism wall when it comes to Brussels, because here everything is about the EU, about the European Union, everything is about European projects, everything is about European politics. So I was thinking, is there a way to combine both? And very happily, I can tell you that it is. So basically, this is how I found my current job, which is Nextur. And Nextur stands for the Network of European Regions for a Sustainable and Development Tourism. I will tell you a bit more concretely what we do about it. But I was very, very inspired also by your speeches about how much we need talent in the market in Europe. We hear the figures about how important is this industry for Catalonia. Now that I work with more than 45 European regions, I can tell you that for some of our regions, tourism accounts for more than 20% of the GDP and beyond 15% of the employment. So the figures here really matter. And when it comes to Europe, it is indeed 10% of our European GDP brought by tourism directly, but indirectly is much more. And when it comes to jobs, it's more than 25 million jobs creation, this industry. So I think that what is really important is that you can bring to this industry, to this European market, solutions that we need very much now when it comes to reverse this feeling, this sentiment of anti-tourism that has been taking in some of our European cities, as you may know. Very important challenge as well is the skill shortage that the sector is claiming for a while, and also the lack of awareness on how important tourism and how positive impact tourism can bring when it's well managed. That's why we need you into it as a driver for prosperity, having the power to make communities flourish, to be a solution for the climate change, provided that we can decarbonize our operation as soon as possible. And how important is that we have sound figures, the right evidence to base the decision making. So I think that what it was also said is about it's the people's in business, and this is so true in such days where in Europe we really need as more than ever tourism to be the driver of peace and intercultural dialogue. This is, part of the challenges we have in the world, but also in Europe, where the President of the European Commission today, Ursula von der Leyen, was addressing the European Parliament and indeed in her speech of the State of the Union. So let me quickly share some images here so we make it more visual, hoping that at some point I will be able to join you, or you might wish to come to Brussels at some point to pay us a visit. Let me see if my Canva works properly. Here we go. I hope you can see my full screen by now. So what is next door? What am I doing in Brussels, and why this might trigger some curiosity and interest for you to find to develop your career? We're a network. We're a European platform which gather regional tourism authorities around the concept of sustainability and competitiveness for our destinations. So basically we do a bit of lobby. That's why we're Brussels-based, because we want to connect the regional and territorial world with the European policy making and the money, so the European funding, in order to channel as many valuable projects in Europe to develop, to solve all those territorial challenges that we were mentioning before. So as we were saying, we do have this vision that tourism has the power to make destinations and communities flourish. So we go beyond the sustainability. We really want that tourism leaves the places in a better state than they were before. That's why our mission is to collaborate. It's all about partnerships, and this is something that might trigger your curiosity as well, because it's not only about the public sector, it's also about the private sector in partnership with the academia. So those are the kind of jobs that you might one day take. And we believe that a better place to live is a better place to visit, and not the other way around. Now, this is a bit of publicity, but basically this is the challenges we have now, and that I invite you to, with the good preparation that you have by now, how you can help to solve. There is a demand for solving those challenges. One is that we lack from a standardized impact measurement. You might be aware about the groups for the group of the UN tourism, who is dealing with the sustainable tourism measurement indicators. Last week in Vienna, there was a gathering between the UN tourism, between the OECD and with the European Commission, Eurostat, around how can we come up with a realistic and sound metric system in order to measure the tourism impacts in an equivalent way. Obviously, we all know that the global scope that the UN has is different for Europe, but basically we are following that agenda very much, and we are testing. We have a range of destinations who are already trying to identify, okay, how does this data collection look like in the reality, again, hand in hand with the sector. So here we need both the academia, but also the practitioners in the sector, the marketeers, the managers, the data analysts. So I'm just throwing ideas. You might tell me what you think about it. Obviously, the climate vulnerability and this fragmentation that we have, we really need to accelerate the decarbonization of our operations, as we were saying, and for that we need what we call a tourism climate governance, and we cannot do it without the sector. And obviously, we know that mostly the greenhouse emissions in tourism account for mobility, so the way we travel, and this is something that Judith mentioned as well. We need to solve some gaps in terms of governance, because we understand that tourism is not as much as it should part of the different policies that manage a territory. And when I mean a territory, it can be a city, it can be a province, a region, or the whole European Union. Digital transition and data literacy is, again, a big niche for us to work on. And again, the collaboration across the different roles and the sectors. So our strategy, and this is what I am doing basically, is to help the 45 regions who are members of our network to work hand in hand through a common roadmap in a way that we can reach these common targets. So all our members by 2030 should be measuring tourism impacts at subnational level and taking decisions accordingly. They should all be working and reporting on how they decarbonize and how they adapt at destination level. And they should all by then be implementing successful marketing and management plans based on regenerative tourism values. And this is how we structure our work, in a way that it gives you also some ideas on what kind of businesses you could be part of one day. So another important point for us, and then maybe I shut up and I listen to any questions you may wish to convey or any thoughts you would like to share. European projects. There is a big demand also to integrate tourism beneficiaries and tourism-related project ideas, the needs of from the sector into the broader European projects arena. Because the sad news is that there is no much funding directly available for our sector. This is why we exist. So we are trying to reverse that. But basically, we are helping our members, so our DMOs everywhere in Europe, to have access to this money in partnership with academia. We have run a couple of projects, if I'm not mistaken, as you did with the University of Girona in the past. Hopefully we can collaborate again. And these projects are about energy efficiency for the accommodation sector. It can be about developing sustainable tourism products. It can be about testing and piloting new innovation strategies. So all these match with European programs. It's just that sometimes it's not easy for our stakeholders, for our people to find their way. So this is why we are helping. So we need very professional project managers. So here we go. Hopefully you can be part of this journey. These are, I put it on the slide because these are some very strategic projects we are working on right now. So you have an idea on how Europe and tourism is married somehow. D3 Hub stands for Destinations Data-Driven Hub, and this is about building a European tourism data competence center in order to help the DMOs in this data journey. So how do you measure? Which data do you need in order to solve your daily challenges? The Deploy Tour is a bit more ambitious, I will say, because the European Union, as we speak, is designing the future European data space for tourism. So we are part of it as well, in a way that destinations and the private sector will be able to work with it to make use of this data, which will be available in a trusted and transparent way at some point in the coming years. And then you might have seen the logo of Interreg in some of your in some of the places where you come from if you are based in the European Union. But sometimes in third countries, the European cohesion and territorial projects and territorial funding also reaches there. And this, in this concrete case, is about the Mediterranean area, where there is a community based on sustainable tourism projects. So we are running part of of part of this program together with our partners. So this is from my side. This is just to say that we are very great here, obviously. We're a great team. We have a board of directors representing the diversity of our network. We meet once per year, so one day you might be in one of our meetings. I didn't find a picture where I see one of the colleagues of the University of Girona, but certainly they are, because this is my last message when I invite you to join our community, is that the University of Girona is a member of Next2, because we also have the chance to count on academic and research organizations in our network working hand by hand with our regions. I am all ears now. I would like to hear from what your thoughts are, what your questions might be, and hopefully that this is inspiring to all of you, that there is a big demand for young talents like you are. So hopefully our path will cross again. And once again, congratulations to all of you.
I think today is not the day, Christina, but I saw them all taking notes, very good notes. Because, I don't know, it's a very good opportunity for you, because now that you are graduated and you have the experience, Next2 is a very, very good place to apply for a job position, because as Christina was mentioning, they have a lot of things to do. They are very involved in the tourism. All these skills that we were mentioning, the figures were important, because here we have the figures, here we have the feelings, so everything is connected. And we had the opportunity to work with Christina for the past several years, and we have to continue in the future. So maybe you are the connection and this bridge that also tourism brings people together. So throughout this bridge, maybe we can start another project. So, but maybe another time. But thank you very much, Christina.
Thank you very much, Christina. It has been a pleasure to hear about all these Next2 projects that we are going on to collaborate with Next2. So from the faculty, we're always proud to be working together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The pleasure was all mine.
Okay, my turn. Yes, so we are like in the middle of the program, and now I would like to welcome the Extraordinary Award Prize from the cohort last year, 23-24, Miss Gina Camis. So if you can come to the stage, Gina, for the extraordinary average rate that you achieved last year. So one of you next year will be seated here. So save the date, September the 10th, right? 2026. Thank you, Gina, for making possible and being here today with us. I know that you know some of the current students. That's also the magic thing. And then somehow it's like, you know each other? Oh, nice. So this is what about we were mentioning before, the bridges and the culture and everything. And now is the turn of the student from the current cohort, 24-25, that you selected among the colleagues. And please, Esta, Apia, and Son, the stage now is yours. Thank you.
Oh. Thank you, Judith. And it's so nice to see all of you again. And I'm honored to be here to give this speech. And just as Judith said, today is all about the community that we've built. We came here from different backgrounds, from different culture, people from new languages, everything so new to us. We knew no one, and we all came with the same goal, united with this program. I'm not going to make this a very long one. So, when we first arrived in Girona, many of us stepped into a new and complete different world. New country, new language, new food, new way of life. At times, it felt very overwhelming, well, for me. But something beautiful happened. We supported each other through it all. And this program became more than just tourism and management. It became about resilience, adaptability, and the strength that comes when people choose to work together. Just as Judith mentioned, in tourism, we learned about destinations, we learned about communities. And in this past year, we became a destination ourselves. We supported each other, welcomed each other, and carried each other through. Of course, the journey wasn't easy. There were times where we raced through deadlines, the countless group presentations that tested our patience, the presentation that made us realize that indeed, patience is a tourism skill. In Ghana, there is a proverb that says, "The bird that does not fly will never reach the ground to pick food." It reminds us that progress only comes when we dare to move forward. And so today, as we graduate, we become those birds. We are ready to soar into the next chapter of our lives. Some of us are going to step into the industry. Others are going into research. And some will take completely different paths. And that's perfectly okay, because if we've learned anything at all, then is that the world is wide open, and it's waiting for us to explore it. To our lecturers, thank you for guiding us, challenging us, and yes, sometimes for terrifying us with deadlines. You were not only our teachers, but also our mentors. You were our critics. You were our cheerleaders. You taught us more than theories. You taught us perseverance, curiosity, the importance of asking why. And for that, we are truly grateful. A very special mention goes to our dear coordinator, Judith. You were always ready to listen, always open to our concern, and always greeted us with your cheerful smile. You didn't just coordinate this program, you made it a great one. Thank you for working with us and showing us that true leadership is not about authority, but about kindness, patience, and being present. Now, to my graduating class. Let's move forward with courage, and with curiosity, and with joy. Let's be bold enough to dream, brave enough to fail, and resilient enough to rise again. Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it, and the world is waiting for us. Thank you.
The pretty couple. And with this one we finish? I don't know. With this one we finish.
Yes, so I'm going to call you by your name, and you can come here to get the diploma. Alessandra Belén Altamirano Pacheco. Si us poseu aquí sortiré jo sota, a darrere totes. No, poseu-vos allà a fer la foto. Allà, perquè si no sortiré jo darrere totes. Lucía no hi és, Lucía? Esther Apia Hanson. Judit, vés a l'altra banda, que us anirà molt millor. Tindreu més espai. Melissa Balizzi. Sí, va vinguent cap.
No volem sortir. Aquí toca? Qui són? Aquests són els que... Qui són tots?
Martina del Marco. Cristina de Meniuc. Sara Maria Estevez. I don't know if she's watching from home. Emma Gallardo. Mazamek Golkar. Sí, ara salto. Maria Belén Ibáñez, maybe also watching from home. Victoria Komlitskaya. Sí. Mao Sen Lee. Masha Pahlevani. Irina Pavlenko. Vadim Pokilko. Ihan Kyu. Anna Rossell Torres. Lucas Sommer. Dong Wang. And finally, Joy Wang.
Well, after this moment, I think it was the most important moment of the afternoon. Eh? Congratulations, really, because you really deserve it. Eh?
No, I would like to just thank the lecturers that are here today with us, but also the lecturers that they also make this program possible and we work together. And I would like to have a special mention for Dr. Ariadna Gassiot. She's not the coordinator, but it's like she works a lot with me together. So if there's no one, you go and you were able to speak with her too. So a clap to her.
Well, you can see that the master works for the people. It's a good program, but behind a group program, you need the good people. And this is not only this master. You will find, because you have been working also, and then you could be, you could be in a very good company, but don't feel very good because, I don't know, you don't feel that you belong there. You could be in a small company, I don't know, and you with the people you have feeling. Then you stick there. So, I don't know, it was not in my discourse, but in your life, sometimes you also need to move according the feelings, according with whom you feel better. Because sometimes, it's a very good job offer from that company. Well, yeah. Not everything is the big names, because you can be in a big company and don't feel good. So, you're very young, so you have a lot of years to go on, so you will have time to be not good in the work. So try to be good in the work with the good people, because this is the most important. We spend more time here than at home, some of us. The same happen in other companies. So try to be good, and you must love what you are doing. And this is the case also of our staff. This is a representation. They love what they are doing, so they also feeling and explaining. And you know, when you are in the class, you also feel that the people is liking and loving everything. But also, we are talking about people, and I think we need to recognize the people that support you, because I'm sure that sometimes not all the year have been very nice. Bad moments, crises, other crises, non-stop crises. So the family, thank you families, thank you friends. Without you, I think that they couldn't make it. So thank you very much, because it's important. Judith, want to talk again?
No, just know that maybe because one family is from Italy and another one are from Catalonia, and maybe they don't know that you are thanking them. That's why you can tell them in Catalan.
Les famílies són el més important. Sense vosaltres, moltes vegades no es podria aconseguir. Els estudiants tenen bons moments, ho veieu a casa, tenen mals moments, però vosaltres sempre hi sou. A vegades són moments complicats, però sou allà, i jo crec que us ho agrairan, si no ara, doncs d'aquí un temps. Moltes gràcies a les persones que donen suport a tots els estudiants. I had some words here. Thank you to families. This is the end. This is the boring part, but it will not be long. So I had some words here. Some of them were taken from the Christina's presentation. And I just took these words that talking about challenges, many challenges. Christina presented challenges in tourism, climate change, digitalization, economic impact, governance strategies. So there's many fields. You did a Master of Management and Planning. So what does it mean? I mean that you will be in one or more than one of these working on that part. So you'll be able to do everything on that. One issue that Christina was talking was, apart from academia and companies, it means your internship. So the use of the internship is to know the companies from academic point of view, but we are also working with companies with some projects. That is something that in the future you also can collaborate with university if you are in the sector. But another concept was communication. I think it's very important, communication, because sometimes you work very hard, you do many things, but then we don't communicate and no one knows what you are doing. So nowadays it's as important as doing a really good work, communicate this work and explain the positive part of this work, because otherwise it happened at university many times. These nice projects, nice master thesis, but then we are not enough good to communicate and make aware of others know about your work. And this is very important, and it's not so easy. So I think communication is one of the words that you need to have in your brain all the time to, I did this, very good, yeah. Who else knows this? Only you? Okay, what else? Try to communicate this, not for you, for the companies, and for your future, because it's part of your curriculum also, your internal curriculum, to communicate. I know, this is the end already, I know that the happiness of this moment, because I was 4 years a coordinator of this master, so I know the feeling of this moment, I know the feeling of Judith, your feeling after this year working, devoting to the master, say, oof, finally. So I know this feeling. So, and then energy of Judith for next year, next academic year. I encourage you to remain in contact with us, because we are open to you for the future. Feel free to contact us, we'll be here. So for us, it has been a pleasure to have you as our students. Our staff is also available to contact in the future. This is not a break between you and us. I think it's the starting of a line of communication and any collaboration that we can have. So university, faculty, it's open, and then in behalf of the faculty, of the members, then congratulations again. Thank you very much, and now we'll enjoy a bit glass of cava and the sun, which is there. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Music.
Congratulations to the graduating class of 2025. Let's go!